Hey guys, welcome to the Hoan Zone, where we help you multiply the assets you own. In today's video, we're doing another Philly edition. Today we are going to be talking about Section 8, because Section 8, never late. Section 8 is one of those things that a lot of people don't understand. They think that if I rent to Section 8 people, that they're going to just trash my house. And in some cases that might be true, but in a lot of cases that is not true, because Section 8 is not a type of people, right? It is just a way of you collecting your money. So instead of the tenant paying the money, it is the government assisting the tenant in paying you the rent that you want. And the reason you want to do Section 8, like I said earlier, Section 8, never late. That is a very important thing, because the reason why you have rental properties is so that you collect the rent. Why else, right? Now, you are doing a great thing by providing housing to people and you are serving the underserved, but at the end of the day, what you are running is a business, and the purpose of a business is to create profit. And Section 8 is just another way to run your business. I am a landlord and I have dozens of properties that have Section 8 tenants in them. So I have seen a couple of things that I want to go over with you. In my experience, Section 8 has not been terrible. My tenants are actually really good, really clean, really nice people. And every time I deal with them, it is a very great interaction. So I don't shy away from Section 8. And in some instances, Section 8 tenants, I find, are sometimes better to deal with. They seem happier. Maybe it's because some of the ones that I have, they don't work and they don't have the stresses of their job. And so, yeah, of course they'll be happy. So a lot of times the tenants that I deal with, great people. So I love having my Section 8 tenant. Now, with all people, all situations in real estate, there's your good and your bad. So it's not always good. Some of the downsides of Section 8 are that you have to deal with inspections. There are annual inspections that you have to deal with, which may or may not be bad. If you look, I have another video where I had to do a repair before a Section 8 inspection. And the reason I had to do the repair myself is because I didn't see in the mail the inspection, but I got the phone call 2 days prior. So I had to run out, because my contractor was busy. I had to run out myself and do the repairs myself. So in the video, you'll see me scrape the wall and put new plaster and then paint over the damaged area. Also, I had to fix the bathroom a little bit. It wasn't anything big, so I did it myself. Not a big deal. I usually don't do that much work, but in this case, I did it. The property was close enough, the job was easy enough, and I was free. Now, for those who don't understand how this works, people think that you have a Section 8 property. That is not true. You have a property and you're choosing to rent to people who are on the Section 8 program. You may choose to rent that house to anybody, but you are choosing to allow people with Section 8 vouchers to rent from you. So what you have to do, step one, is find that person with a Section 8 voucher to agree to want to move into your property. That starts the process. And how do you find these people? Well, you can go the traditional route and you can list your property, and then you can put in big bold print that I allow for Section 8 vouchers, or I allow for Section 8 renters. That is the easiest way. Another way is you can post your properties on websites like gosection8.com, and that's where a bunch of Section 8 landlords will post their properties there, and people who are looking for properties who have Section 8 vouchers know to go there, because, hey, we got this kind of person listing their properties, and we got these kind of people who want to rent these kind of properties, and voila. Perfect match. So you can go to gosection8.com and try that out. Or again, you can just have your real estate agent list it the regular way and big bold print, hey, I do allow for Section 8 vouchers. So after you find that tenant that says, hey, I will be renting, or I will like to rent from your place, you have to have your property inspected. You cannot have your property inspected first and then find the tenant. You're going to have to get the tenant first and then find the inspector. The inspector comes in and they're going to look at everything. What they're looking for are ways that your tenant could potentially harm themselves if they were to live at that property. They're looking for if there's handrails. They're looking for smoke detectors. They're looking for if the panel box in the basement has any gaps where the breakers, if there's not a breaker in there, there better be a cover plate there. Right? They're also looking for the junction boxes in the ceilings in the basement. If there's no wire in the junction box, there better be a cap there. They're looking for all of these little nuancy things. And if they find any of these things missing, then they are going to fail the property, or they're going to allow you to replace or repair the thing that they found, and then you get to text message them later like, hey, I fixed that thing for you, here's a picture. The other thing that they look for, windows. Do your windows stay up, or do they fall down without the person pushing it down, right? They're gonna put the window up, they're gonna release their hands and see if it drops. Also, they're gonna check the lock. Does the window lock? So those are some of the things that they look for. They're also going to look for the electrical outlets. Are they grounded? If it's a 3-prong, the 2 slits in the hole, if it's a 3-prong, is it grounded? And if not, then you have to switch the outlet to a 2-prong, right? So you have to make sure that the grounding works. They're going to check the locks. Do all of the locks work in the house on the doors? Do you have locks that have a keyhole on both sides of the door? If you do, you got to take that out. That's not safe. What if there's a fire and the person can't access the key, so they can't unlock the door, they can't get out of the house? Same thing with the windows. They're going to check for window bars. Are there window bars? Are the window bars locked? Are they locked with a padlock that requires a key? If that's the case, then you got to get rid of those window bars, right? So it's all about safety with these properties. If your property's not safe, if it's missing handrails, smoke detectors, locks that don't lock, ungrounded electric, all of that, then they are going to fail you. So that is step 2. Now, let's say you passed your inspection, right? Maybe it took one try, 2 tries, 3 tries. Sometimes it happens. Maybe it takes 3 tries, right? Then you go into rent determination. It's like, congratulations, you found your tenant. They passed inspection. Now we have to see how much Section 8 is going to pay you for the property. So how is that determined? Well, there is a whole sheet on that. All right, here we have the payment standard schedule by neighborhood zip code. People think that Section 8 is like, based on this kind of property, we're gonna give you this much. Or another common mistake is when they say, oh, I have a tenant that has a $1,500 voucher or a $1,200 voucher. It's not true. No such voucher exists. Because what happens is Section 8 breaks it up into zip codes. So let's start there. We have Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, Group 4. I like to call Group 1 Class D, and then Group 2 Class C, Group 3 Class B, and Group 4 Class A. Just so you think the 4, the way they have it, kind of looks like an A, right? So that 4 kind of looks like an A. So Group 4 is Class A, Group 1 Class D. So Group Class D being the worst, Group A or Group 4 Class A, it being the best, right? So now we know based on there's going to be different groups. Now we take a look at the kind of property you have. Do you have a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom? So we take a look at that real quick. So let's say you have a 3-bedroom. Look at the difference in rent bumps. 3-bedroom, $1,221. Then we got the in Class D, in Class C, you got $1,353. So that's a difference of $132. And then you got a big jump from here to here, and then you got an even bigger jump from here to here, right? So you got all these jumps because of the different classes. And this is the maximum that you're allowed to get on the program. And for tenants, there is the tenant portion, and then there is the Section 8 portion, right? So it's not like where Section 8 is like, oh, I'm going to give you all the money. There's portions. Section 8's got a payment, and then the tenant's got a portion. How you determine that? Well, that's the part we're talking about, the rent determination. The rent determination, they're going to tell you based on the amenities that you have, the zip code that you're in, the size bedrooms that you have, or the number of bedrooms that you have, as well as the income of the tenant. Most people think that the Section 8 tenants have no income, and that may be the case sometimes, but what often is if they have no income from their job, they have income from Social Security. There is a sort of income from something, somewhere. And that income is used to determine how much the tenant portion is going to be to make up this. So now, like I said earlier, this is the maximum. So let's take this number here, $1,089. $1,089 for a 2-bedroom in the Class C area, right? The tenant, that's the max you as the landlord could get. So let's say Section 8, they're going to pay $1,000, and the tenant's going to pay $89, right? That might be the case. So the tenant's responsible for paying $89. Section 8 might pay $1,000. How you collect that $89 from the tenant depends on you. You want to do Cash App, you want to do checks, you want to do Venmo, you want to do apartments.com or Cozy or whatever, and you want to collect that way. There's a million different ways to do it. but they are responsible for that $89. And now you can choose not to collect it. I know some landlords who don't even bother collecting it. They're like, look, 89 bucks, you keep it, just don't destroy my property. And that might be the working relationship that they have with each other. And then Section 8 will direct deposit that $1,000 to you every single month. But again, that's the most. Sometimes Section 8 might say, hey, your total rent that is being determined, your total rent might only be $900, even though we can go up to 1089, right? Even though we can go up to 1089, your total is only going to be $1,000 or $900, right? $900, and the tenant's responsible for $100. So the tenant's responsible for $100. Section 8 will pay you $800. That total is $900. That's where the rent determination will tell you. Some of the things that might bump up your rent are if the tenant has more income, they can afford more, so then the rent can go up. Also, what amenities you have. Do you have a dishwasher? Do you have a garbage disposal? Do you have a washer dryer? Do you have air conditioning? Do you have ceiling fans? All of those are amenities that you can include. Oh, microwave as well, right? All of those are amenities you can include. The question for you is, do you want to maintain all of those amenities? Because if those things break, you have to repair them. And in my personal experience, appliances break, right? So you may want to get the warranty to kind of alleviate the problem there, right? But appliances break. And if they break and you're like, oh, I'm going to deck out the house, I'm going to put all these appliances in there, then you might wash away all of your gains because you had to fix all of the appliances. So you may not want to have a dishwasher. You might not want to have a garbage disposal, right? So you can avoid those repairs in the future. The final step with the process is the lease signing. So after you say, yes, I agree to the price that you just determined, you guys go and meet up and then you guys sign the lease. Now, you can also negotiate. This is the part that I forgot to bring up, but you can negotiate with the Section 8 person and say, hey, I don't think that $900 is enough. I need you to go up. And they might say, okay, fine, we can go up to $950. Or they might say, that's the highest we can go, sir. Sorry, can't go any higher. Do you accept or not? And if you don't accept, then you start at the beginning, you find a new tenant, whether it's Section 8 or not Section 8. And at this point, you might choose to not go Section 8 because you might feel like they're going to lowball you again. And it might be because of the house, or it might be because of their income, whatever. You got to figure that out. But again, their income determines how much they pay for the rent, that rent portion of theirs. Their income determines that. That's part of the equation. There's an equation inside Section 8 that will tell them how much they can give you. So you might find another tenant that has higher income, which means you get higher rent. But at that point, sometimes people are just like, I don't want to go through that whole entire process again, because you find the tenant, that takes time. And then from finding the tenant to renting out getting the inspection, that's about 2 weeks. And then from getting the past inspection, because you might fail and then to get another inspection, that might be another 2 weeks. And then to get another inspection, that might be another 2 weeks. So right there, you got a month spent on just inspections. And then after you pass that rent determination comes like 2 weeks after that. And then that lease signing is 2 weeks after that. So you might blow 2 months trying to go through that process. And at rent determination, if it was like not good, then yeah, you got to go back and you might say, you know what, it's not worth it to me. Either I'm going to sell the property now, or I'm going to rent out to market rent or market rate, because I don't want to go through that process again. Whether you choose market rate or you choose Section 8, they both have their pros and cons, right? And if anything has a pro and a con, then there is no right answer. There's only what you choose and you live with. So again, if there is a pro and a con for something that you're trying to pick between, then you just have to pick, and then you have to live with it. You have to choose it. It's like, okay, I am picking Section 8. And after I pick Section 8, I choose all of the good and all of the bad that comes with it. If you have more questions on Section 8, because it can get pretty detailed, if you have more questions on Section 8, you can ask them in my new Hoan Zone community. All you got to do is go to hoanzone.com/community and check out the new community page. That is where members can come ask their questions and get really good answers. You ever notice where you ask a question and you get a bunch of answers and a lot of these answers are bad? Well, you don't have to worry about that here in the Hoan Zone community, because I will be answering most of the questions. So will other people who are knowledgeable. And if the answer that they're putting is wrong, then I will erase it, right? So it's going to be highly monitored, high quality answers so that you can become a better investor. You will also get first look at off-market properties, right? So that's a fantastic thing. And here's the best part. You will get 3 months for free if you sign up now, right? Right now, you can get 3 months for free just to try it out. Go in there, network, ask your questions, get some resources, whatever it is you need in order to multiply the assets you own. So join, and also the setup, right? You will get a free Let's Multiply t-shirt. So if you join the community, you will get the t-shirt, you will get 3 months for free, and you get to ask all your questions and get all of the benefits of the community, including, again, the first look at the off-market properties, all about multiplying the assets you own. All right, guys, that is the end of the video. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share this with somebody who's interested in Section 8. As always, I'm Hoan Tai. Let's multiply.